All right, we have come to put options. We've been talking about call options, and now let's understand the other side. So you have a complete picture of both call and put. So what are put options? So let me just show you where to find put options. Example, I'm going to use this particular stock. You can see every stock that has options, there will be call and there will be put. Okay, there's no case where there's just one side of it. There will be both sides. So I think that's the case, okay, because of Chicago Board of Options Exchange, call and put. And these two, they don't interact with each other. They are two different departments. So doesn't mean you buy a call, it affects the put. It doesn't happen that way. So it's just like you're buying Apple shares and Microsoft shares. It doesn't affect each other. Got it? So call options are call options, put options are put options. But you can combine them together to actually do something. For example, you can buy a portfolio of Microsoft and Apple shares. Okay, got it? Now, so let's talk about put options. You can see put options, they also have strike price, they also have premium, they have expiry date, similar to call option. So when we buy a call option, we have the rights to lock in the price. When we buy a put option, we also have the rights to lock in the price. But this time, what's the difference? The difference is here. The second type of option is called put, and put option is used by the owner to lock in the price to sell at the strike price. So we have the right to sell shares at the strike price. So as the stock price drops, this value of the put option increases. Now, let me explain to you what that means, because we've been talking about call is very natural. We buy low, we sell high. When the value increases, the call options value increase. But what do we mean when we talk about put? So here is the example. Okay. So now I've look at this particular stock. This stock is the ticker symbol is BGNE. So for those who are very new to charts, using TradingView, here there's a particular trend line. You can click here, and what we are looking for is the trend. How do we calculate the trend? Is you see the stock price goes up, this is called a high. It goes down, it's called a low. Before it turns, goes up, high, low, high, low. We connect all the highs together. When you connect all the highs, is the slope sloping up or sloping down? You can see that it's obviously sloping down. And we confirm it by also connecting all the lows. So you can see if the highs are going down and the lows are going down, this is called a downtrend. I hope that is very obvious to you. If it's not, well, do some practice and it becomes a lot more obvious. So for a downtrend stock, what are we projecting? We are projecting that a downtrend stocks is likely to continue downtrend until the trend stops. So it hits a high, go low, hits a high, go low, hits a high, go low, hits a high. Make a guess, where is this stock going down? Now, it can never be 100% sure, but based on the trend line, we can say that it may go down here. Does it make sense? So if it goes down here, right, what we want to do is we want to profit on the way down. So especially, we heard of The Big Short. Okay, The Big Short is a movie where someone or someone sell the shares first and buy back later. So let me show you this. We can actually sell the shares and buy back later, or we can buy a put. So remember, when we buy a put, right? Let me just show you buying a put. Okay, because that's what we are here to learn. So example, the share price now is 162. You can see here 162. We want to buy a put. When we buy a put, okay, let's go back to here. There are various strike price. We are allowing ourselves, okay, we are buying a put, we are buying the rights to lock in the price to sell the shares at a particular price. So let me give you an example. Example, we can see now is 162. So let me go for example. Okay, a 165 put. Okay, let's go for, let's say, 94 days, just for example. Okay, 94 days, I'm going to buy a put. So if I buy a put right now, mm, okay, the mid price you see is 15.25. What happens is this. Let me just explain to you. Let's order 15.43. Now, when I buy a put, right, coming back to here, I'm going to put a trend line here, a horizontal line. What's the strike price that I chose? I chose a 165 strike price. See, there's still an expiry date, there's still a strike price, but now it's a put. So the rights is different right now. So 165, let me pull it down to 165. Zoom in a bit more. Okay, 165 around here, 165. So what I'm saying, right, is I am buying the rights to buy, to sell. Let me just put down here. Put, I buy put equals rights to sell at 165. So as the price drops, assuming the price drops, oops, let me put an arrow, drops all the way down to, well, looks like it's going to drop, right? Okay, but we'll never know. Okay, so but based on technical analysis, there's one way to judge whether the price is going up or down. It drops to, let's say, 130. If it drops to 130 here, what happens is, remember, I have the rights to sell the stocks at 165. So I can buy shares at 130. And immediately I sell them at 165, making a profit of $35 per share. That's $3,500. So can you see, as the share price drop more and more from 130 to, let's say, 120, initially the value of my put from 130 to 165, okay, if the share price really dropped to 130, and I can sell the shares at 165, I can immediately buy the shares at 130 from the market and sell it. I can sell it at 165 because I already lock in the price. It's an agreed price, it's a strike price. So that's where the value will be $35. Okay, the $35 in terms of value. And as the share price drop further to 120, initially it's 130, but let's say it drops further to 120, the value becomes bigger. Why? Because if the market price is 120 instead of 165, okay, it drops to 120. I think you get the idea. I can buy shares at 120 and I can sell them at 165. So how much is the value? The value is now 45. So I'm not saying that the premium is going to be 45, but the value of the options keep increasing as the share price keep dropping. So if it drops to $0, okay, imagine drops to even like, let's say drop to $65 or $65, immediately I make $100 because I can buy at 65, I can sell at 165. So you can see it. We want it to drop further and further and further. We are thinking that it will drop. That's why we buy a put. So let me show you the risk graph of a put. Okay. So right here, BGNE. First of all, it is here, long put. You can see that it is similar to a call. A call moves the other way around. Let me just show you again. A call has limited downside. You will lose money, but the maximum you will lose is the premium you pay. You will lose when the share price drop. And then it has unlimited upside. For a put is we want the share price to drop because you see, as the share price drop, right now is 162. As the share price drop and drop and drop to 130 to 125 to 100, okay, that's where our profit keep increasing. Let me just pull the range over, and it best if it drops until zero. Okay, if it drops until zero, we can make the full profit of almost $14,000. Okay, why is it only $14,000 and not $16,000? Because we have to pay a premium of $2,000 for the rights to lock in the shares. We lock in the shares at this particular price, 165. Did I put 165? Let me just confirm. Yes, 165. A 165 put. Once I lock in, the share price drop, I make more money. But what if the share price doesn't drop? What if we are wrong and the share price goes up? If the share price goes up, no worries. The maximum we lose is the premium we pay, 2,000 plus, which is the premium of a 165 November. Okay, in fact, I should put to August. So I'm sorry. Because the example we use is August, we will lose about $1,000. Can you see that? So let me show something that's amazing about the put. Okay, so but let me recap first. So a put is one of the two option types. It gives the buyer, when we buy a put, when we purchase, we use money to buy a put, it gives us the ability to sell shares at the strike price, the agreed price. In the case that we are talking about this particular stock BGNE, okay, we lock in the price at 165. We want to sell it here and we want the price to drop. Okay, so the put value becomes more valuable as the share price fall because we can sell the shares at a fixed price, but we can buy it at a cheaper price. You don't have to exercise the put, just like a call. We do not exercise the put. As the value of the put increases while the price drop, it increases. That's where we can just close. We can just sell away the put later. We buy the put, we sell the put later. And the put option, okay, provide far greater value than the stock price return. Just like when we buy a call, even if the share price drop, you can short the shares. Okay, in some cases you can sell the shares and buy back later, but we highly do not recommend it. Do not short the shares. Let me give you an example why, and let's go back to our risk graph. So just like call, we can buy stocks or we can buy call. Put, we can sell stocks or we can buy put. Sell stocks or buy put. Why do we sell stocks? We sell stocks first. Let's say we sell it right now at 165, and when it drops, we buy back cheaper. So remember, we can sell at 165. We collect the money first. We collect 16,500. If let's say we choose to sell stocks, let me just write it down here. Short stocks. Short stocks means sell. Sell the stocks without having the stocks. Okay, and let's say we get the money first. Plus 16. Now it's 162. You can see the price is 162. 162. And 162 multiplied by 100 stocks is 16,200. If we short the stocks right here, just delete away the rest of the things first. And the share price do drop. Where's my beautiful arrow? Let it go down. Okay, let it go down instead of up. Let's go down. So indeed, if it drops, what happened? Because we short the stocks and we collect 162, and let's say the price goes down to 130, as per just now. If it goes down to 130, we can buy the shares back. Buy to cover. Okay, or buy to close. We buy to close because now we owe the brokerage 100 stocks. So you'll see minus 100 stocks. We sell the shares first. We buy to close and we pay. Because we are buying, we are paying $13,000. Okay, if it drops to 130. So if we buy to close $13,000 and we initially collect $16,200, so how much do we make? We make a profit. Okay, how much profit? 16,000 minus 13,000. That is 3,200. That's how it works. Okay, so profit equals 3,200 because you buy low, sell high. It's just that the sequence is a bit different. Usually you will buy low and then sell high later. You buy first, you sell later. But now you can sell first and buy later. So it is the same thing, it's just different sequence. This is called shorting of stocks. Now, in the financial world, do understand that when you short stocks, right, you do have to pay certain amount of interest. And typically for, let's say, IBKR, let me just show you this. Okay. Even for shorting of stocks, you need to go and check whether there's enough stocks for you to short. Just check this. Let's close this. Okay, margin requirements. Okay, so you can see that we actually, if we can actually do sell the shares first, even without having the shares. So short availability, you can see here, there's like 142,000 shares for us to lend. And when we lend the shares, there is a current fee rate. The fee rate should be is 4%. You see, it's about 4%. This per year. Every single day that you hold on to the shares, you have to pay a little bit of interest. Do know that. So we can short the shares. So let me show you the risk graph of longing a put. Why do you just buy a put? You buy a put, there's no interest to pay. You pay a premium, and if it goes down, like what we project, the stock price goes down, we make lots of money. And if the stock price goes up, we do not lose a lot of money. We lose the premium. Unlike shorting the shares. Let me just show you this. If we sell the shares, just selling, let me move forward. You can see sell to open minus 100 means that we sell the shares without having the shares. Let me remove this. So it's purely shorting shares. Here, short shares, short 100 shares at 162.72, like what we have illustrated. Now, shorting shares, same thing. If the share price do go down, now it's about 162. If it goes down to 140, 120, 100, we will make money. You see the profits going up, we are very happy. But if the share price goes up, we will lose money. Okay, lose 12,000, 13,000, 16,000. At the end of the chart here puts 25,000. But I want to tell something. There is no limit to how high a share price can go. Here is 420, but a share price can go up to, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000. If you do not believe, let me show you one of the most expensive shares on earth. Okay, that's my Berkshire Hathaway. So one single share is, let me show you. Yes, you did not see it wrongly. It's $600,000. So it's more than 500,000. So a share price can go up that high. And if it goes up that high, what it means is this. Remember this. If you short a stock, it means that you are selling the shares first. You owe the brokerage 100 shares, which you must buy back. The higher the price goes, you have to buy back at that current price. So if you buy back at $400 per share, so there's a $400 times 140,000. You're only collecting 16,000. So that's why you are losing. You're making a loss of 24,000. If the share price goes to 1,000, goes to 2,000, goes to 600,000, you're going to lose a lot of money, tons of money. So instead of shorting a share, just go ahead and buy a put. Can you see how powerful it is when you use options? If you just use stock, it's just buying, selling. Buy a stock, sell a stock. That's all. No, but with options, we can buy a put, we can buy a call. Now, with knowing how to buy a put and buy a call, the next video I'll be sharing with you guys how to short, okay, how to sell options, right? How to sell options, which is very, very important. But again, a quick summary: buying puts versus shorting stocks. The huge benefit is limited risk. We want to limit our risk. Don't take huge risks. Okay, Ken? So that's all I want to share for this segment. I do hope that your eyes are opened up to the power of buying options. Now, buying options is not perfect. There's still this thing called time that we need to take note of. But once we know how to manage it, I can tell you it's going to be very manageable. It's going to be simple enough for us to profit from it. I'll see you in the next video.